All right, today we are going to look at how to find the intersection points of two graphs. So to start with, you want to go to y equals and type in your equations. Remember that in the TI-84 calculator, all of your equations have to be solved so that you have y equals the rest of your equation. You cannot have anything else on the left side of the equation with y. So here I have two functions that represent a road and then the line perpendicular to a road that a hiker is going to follow to get to the road. If I graph these, I can only see one of the lines in my current graph. To change that, we can go to the Window button and adjust our minimum, maximum, and scale values for both the x and y axes. Choose what fits your data best. I know that I want the x-axis to go from 0 to 100 and count by tens. And I also want the y-axis to go from 0 to 100 and count by tens. The last couple of settings you probably won't need to change. So now if I go back to graph, I have my two lines. Yes, you can try to eyeball the intersection point or use the trace feature, but there is a better way to do that. If you go to second trace, if you see above the trace button, it says calc, that stands for calculate. So second trace, I'm going to pick number 5, which is the intersection. I need to tell my graph or my calculator which lines I want to count the intersection of. So my first curve is going to be my blue line. I'm going to hit enter. Second curve is going to be the red line. And then it asks me to guess at what the intersection point is. In this particular example, the guess doesn't really matter. There is only one intersection point. But in other more complicated situations where you have some curves that might have multiple intersection points, you do want to scroll so that your cursor is close to the intersection point, and then hit enter again. And this tells me that my intersection point is at the point 4821. So hopefully you find that helpful for finding intersection points of a graph.